So here we go on map 2 Tornado, Pavel, Starosta, Alexa and Alteza for 102. And for EK we've got Garpy, DDK, Roar and Ptolemy. 1-0 EK lead in this.
And you'd have to say, moving on to this map, with a 1-0 lead already, you'd have to put them extreme favourites to take this 2-0 now.
But this is the most unplayed map, essentially. The newest
it
map
is, but what community / nationality always seems slow on the uptake for new maps?
Really don't like new maps until they learn them and then they dominate on them.
Yep.
That's the Russians, and I think we have seen both of these teams play on this before. At least 102 we have, and I don't think they were convincing, or the Russian team anyway. We'll have a watch anyway. Champions League, here we go. Let's switch around to Alteza getting the lightning gun spawn in this battlesuit room. There was a green armor, of course, as well. He missed out on the light yellow. Whoa!
Look at that. That's not the sort of rocket you like getting hit by. I mean, that just ruins your confidence.
Teams are tied.
I'll be trembling inside. Going around any corner now for the rest of the map with a rocket like that. Alteza moving up to this red armor area. This is the kind of de facto standard tactics here, then control this red perch.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have a lightning gun. Obviously, he spawned over that side of the map initially, but you know, getting a lightning gun into red is a great thing because you have a lot of lightning gun ammo in the area. So now that's gone, so never mind.
We got 2 seconds until this first quad of the map. It looks like DDK is going to take hold of that one. Pavel with the battlesuit on the other side of the map. Of course, it's a very small map.
Look at this plasma gun.
He got absolutely beasted by Ptolemy. Eventually fragged. DDK got to be cautious himself with this quad. Not too much ammo. Health, sorry, and Alteza does get the frag on the power-up. 102 do retain the frag advantage.
Yeah, and they also kind of retain positioning on the red, although Alteza was very quick to drop off considering he doesn't have a teammate there. Yeah, see a teammate battling over that red, and that could have been a potentially lost red armor.
They do take control of this one.
Yeah, it's a solid start. It's only the beginning, but obviously they're doing well on the red at the moment, and that is the key part of the map. Very rarely we've ever seen any kind of success playing any other way than red on this map.
Following Garpy now, he's got a nice stack of armor. He's got a lightning gun, rocket launcher, and shotgun to utilise. This guy can just run around the map doing anything he wants.
Yeah, and you think a player like Garpy, maybe even if EK were to get hold of the red armor position, you know, a player like Garpy could be very effective running the lightning gun and the yellow armor. You know how strong his lightning gun is.
That one, Pavel ripped Raw to shreds. Anybody has noticed that? To shreds, anyway. With the plasma gun there. And Garpy, yeah, still just sort of milling around this yellow armor side of the map. This is almost a bit of a disconnect from the rest of his team, though, because where are they? Is this the plan? He just stands around here controlling this? Kind of needs to get out to mid and do the damage, though, really. Which he is doing now. And now, after taking that rail shot in the back, is about to mount an attack. ZDK does pick up that red armor. It's the last one before the power. It's 5 seconds to go before battlesuit and quad spawn. Garpy getting one frag in the battlesuit area. Doesn't look like they were very well set up for the battlesuit. Yeah, no armor there. To Lexus now. I'm going to switch around to the quad. DDK's got 85 armor, shotgun and rail to work with. Now a lightning gun to utilise. Where's that battlesuit? Well, the battlesuit's moved around the back of him up to the quad area. Quad's better be cautious going on that bounce pad against the shaft of the battlesuit player. Oh my god, DDK comes around with some heavy shotguns.
Yeah, that first shotgun was huge. I mean, battlesuit wasn't actually that weak until that shotgun hit.
Mr. Roster though, with a railgun defense and good grenade spam there. Looking like a teammate right on top of that red. He did actually grab that red before EK moved in, so they're in a kind of vulnerable position now. They've won the area over, but they didn't have the armour, so they've just got to try and defend it from the rush.
Yeah, and any time that happens, there's always an opportunity for the other team to move back in. It's not until you've actually settled down and started taking that item that the area is really secure.
plasma gun is 40 seconds before quad, so the key item in that quad area is that railgun, which Altezza has control of. In fact, Lexa had one as well. Tolomite getting a couple of frags there for an excellent. And the score gap has closed in. There's only 5 frag difference between the two teams now. Red Armor picked up by DDK, that one, right? Yep, there was. And they're already kind of trying to get control of this quad area. One frag left. One frag between the two teams. So quad picks up, but instantly dispatches, so it's a free run for Pavel. Decides to rocket jump up to the red, and there it is. That beautiful tomato-coloured prize.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, cool. Garpy frags, and he's now got a lightning gun to look for those frags. Garpy get a very close spawn there. Can't say that about any spawn in this map, though, surely. So what are you seeing so far?
I was surprised to a certain extent how good a start that 1 or 2 have had, and it's good for keeping the game interesting that they've had that. But obviously we've seen EK really close the score in, and that's in a way surprising because 1 or 2 they have had dominant control of the red. You can see the pickup stats 11-2 on those red armors, but very close game despite that.
What I will say about EK and their lineup is DDK has only just returned to Quake Live, so I can't imagine. Has he even played this map? No,
well, we've never seen him play this map in a stream at least, I don't think, but he is the kind of player I think who enjoys learning new maps. He really, that's a part of the game that's he enjoys. He's not someone who's going to shy away from learning the new maps.
And then Garpy, I know, isn't a fan of this map, and he's played it a few times, but not too much, so it's not like a comparison of two teams where one team is all knowing and loving and dominating the map, and the other team isn't. I'd say they're pretty even in their kind of desire to play the map, shall we say? But as far as I'm concerned, 102 have got the stronger strat so far on the reds, and now.
Well, I'm sure everyone would like to play the red, but I think at times on this map, if you want to keep the score close, you have to accept that you can't always get in on red.
Somehow Lexa jumped over the mega health there. Whoa! Look at that rocket right in the face of Tolomite. Surely oh my god, the quad's been surrounded, and well, both power-ups eliminated. I thought then Tolomite is going to get destroyed by the quad, but it's good play by EK and good, as you say, good plasma. Keeps the gap, 7 frags. Kind of a tense tornado. It doesn't feel as rushy as normal.
Yeah, and I think that's a choice that EK have made. We often see this map played, and as important as that red armor is, if you just throw yourself into it at the wrong times, you give away so many kills, and the gap increases quickly.
Raw has moved in and absolutely dominated them. Look at that! The amount of frags he's just picked up there and the damage he's dealt has brought it back to a 1-frag game. He did grab the red armor on top of that as well. Look at Raw.
That was great play, but the important thing is that he had teammates with him on the attack, and he did the, he got the frags at the end, but his teammates' support was valuable in that attack.
I think 2 of them moved in at the start. The first player did go down after doing a fair bit of damage, and Raw just took control, and also the timing of that attack was so sweet because the red just came up.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. If you get the attacks on red correct, then you can win over the area, but often we'll see teams just throw themselves into this area repeatedly, with no real idea of how to win it back, and that's often how we see games on this map quickly come a domination by one team.
You see they've totally switched it around now, causing an 10-frag advantage for EK thanks to that play by Raw. He did pick up the last red as well. There will be one more red just before the power-ups. If I was him, probably just stay at that red and try and pick it, or hold it for the power-up.
Yeah, much like DM6 maybe, it's not necessarily a good idea to commit to the power-up when you have such an important position. You can send your teammates there, but don't give up the position.
They're going to meet each other. Altezza with the Baosu. Teammate actually got in his way. They switched round to the Baosu. Does going to take on the quad with the shaft, and he came out on top as well. Takes
Yeah,
out
he did.
Raw.
Ptolemy
Oh, wow.
wasn't even aware of the suit shooting me in the back, you know, until it was too late.
I think he thought he'd scared him off. But that rail by Garpy has just let EK keep control of that red armor.
You can see that Garpy, you know, he seems keen to try and get onto the other side of the map while his team holds red. You know, he's going to be trying to look to get hold of that lightning gun.
It's an important kind of role for every team to have that. You can't all just be sitting in the same room holding
Here he is,
hands.
look, he's now looking for it. And he's even got a teammate, or had a teammate near him.
Well, have they lost the red? That's all you'd
I
see.
must have, yeah, exactly. It's obviously the problem of not seeing multiple pops, but
Well, I'm switching around, and no one was actually at the red. Following DDK now.
Interesting.
Well, yeah. Actually, 102 are in there with 2 players. Alteza's got 70 odd armor as well, so presumably he picked up the previous. DDK trying to attack on his own here. He's just going to give away frags. 10 frags is the margin. Ptolemy wanders in to that rocket from Alteza. Got to be careful here. They're not just going to throw away a load of frags. Trying to win over a room they're probably never going to win over. Garpy going down now. It's a little bit like Retribution at this point. People just rushing in with not too much at all, but not quite as well coordinated.
yeah, it has, as I said earlier, you have to be careful about doing that over and over again, because, you know, we saw a great attack from EK earlier, but, you know, they have to make sure that every time they look to attack red, it's in a similar manner, you know, organised and
There is an attack on the
Bought
quad
out.
area at the moment by EK, and Alteza wanted that power up. Garpy picking up the bounce, so we're going to switch round to Sorosta with the quad. He's only got 34 health. The red is going to be up, and the 50 health. And suddenly he's actually looking a lot more dangerous.
The only problem is, though, only having a shotgun, that's not the greatest weapon to go up against Battlesuit with.
Now Baosu, luckily for him, doesn't have any armor. The quad is just down there. Not quite sure what Garpy's doing there. Maybe bluffing a move away. Is the quad going to try and come up the bounce bay again? No, he's not. So EK going to get this next red. Oh, what the hell? Here's Raw again.
Doesn't have, you know, ideal weapons for defending, though, because shotgun, you know, powerful as it is, not going to really hold off an attack on red. You know, he's missing something like a railgun or a lightning gun. They'd be the ideal weapons, obviously, for this sort of area.
And you can't, yeah, he can't really deal out damage across the map. He's done basically as good as he could have done.
Well, he's done a good defensive job. It has obviously used up the armor, but, you know,
That's
the
the
important
point.
thing is, you know, use the armor at least to defend the area, even if you're not able to use the armor to move out and attack.
Armor's there to be utilised. It's not there to just
Yeah, you don't just want to sit
not
around
treasure.
with it. Yeah.
No prizes for just, you know, retaining the most amount of armor at the end of the game.
Maybe there should be, though.
The best hider. There you go, Raw getting that 50 health. He should be well stacked for the quad, or stacked enough to defend it effectively.
He wouldn't have the ideal weaponry, though. He's got a nice amount of armor, but even that plasma gun, it's not ideally suited for a quad round.
Oh, that's really nice plasma on Teza. DDK picked up the quad in between that.
Yeah, but, you know, he probably had no choice.
Ptolemy, though,
because-
with the Battlesuit, so they're double power up. They're not really going to be able to utilise it much. Because he's really not looking strong, Ptolemy. 42 health with that 25 pickup. Another
But
tempting
there's enough
25 across the
time
other
left
side.
on it. He can go and look for health, and then he can make an attack. You know, I
Rush
kind
it
of
a
feel like
little
he's
bit.
forcing it.
There you go. 25 could have gone the 25, the other 25 through the teleport, and then he'd been in a better position. He's just going in a bit too late now.
He's forced him away, though, so he's done what he intended to do initially, but in a bit more indirect way.
I'm not sure that was the best decision to just drop off there, but
No, exactly. In that situation, you'd always recommend just keep the position. And you've forced the other team away. You know,
DDK
they're
just
probably going to re-attack,
dropping off
but
as the red came up. For that health, but he does get back up in time to grab it. He's railed. So is there anything you change for either team at the moment, or is it just like this is how they really should be playing it? I mean, it's hard to get a complete overview of the map, especially as most of the action centered around this red. But yeah, anything you would change for with either team?
I don't know really, because no, 1 or 2 they've had significantly more reds. They've had 21 to EK's 12, but you know, they find themselves behind. So that suggests that maybe they're not making enough use of the red armor. You know, maybe they're not pushing out of it enough, making sure they get the rail guns, or looking to put pressure and trying to get some lightning guns as well.
So quad going to be up in 10 seconds. Looks like EK have got position on it. At the moment, Ptolemy we're following doesn't have too much health to work with though. Looks like Garpy's interested in grabbing that quad, or maybe Raw. Lexa with the battlesuit pickup, it is in Garpy's hands. Neither power-up is particularly well off. There's that Mega, and he's just been pushed away from it. I think he should have bailed on that a little bit earlier. And here's Garpy with the Mega pickup, with Lightning Gun in hand with the quad. He's now got 4 on his scorecard. Make that a 5th. You can pick up a lot of frags in this map due to the size as well. He's decided to push out to the yellow side. Going to get Lexa and Pavel as well. What was that, 7 frags? Was it?
Yeah, 7 frags, really
Massive.
nice by Garpy.
And look at the score difference now. Suddenly, EK in a very dominant position going into the last quarter of this map. And there'll only be 2 sets of power-ups left. Ptolemy at the midfield with that railgun. Excellent position to take up it was across the map there. Back in off to help secure the red. With that railgun shot on Opteza. And look at these spawns. I mean, when you're in control of these areas, if you know where their spawns are, you can do some massive farming.
Farming, Adis.
Farming.
Bit of a
Breeding. It's both breeding.
bit of a Diablo term or a WoW term, that.
Is
Surprised
it?
he
Is it
came
really?
out with it. Yeah, it
Sure,
is.
it's farming. I mean, farming is just farming, isn't it?
Nah, it's not, I'm afraid. Not in gaming.
Oh, okay. So it should be using terms like Duke. Dukes him.